we have our paper, and I finally got new pens for aura reading. I finally invested in some new pens as I kept saying I would do. So we have, they should be better. Actually, I haven't tested them, but they should be much better than the previous ones we were using. So the pictures should look a little bit better. So yeah, so today, how the aura reading will go is if you are not a member, you will have your main colour of your aura shown. If you are a member, you can have a full reading. So you can have a full aura reading like I would usually do. So new pens, hopefully they're good. And yeah, so members, full readings. Non-members, it will be just your main colour of your aura. And I might point out if you have any blocks, like if there's any dark colours, any not great colours, then I might point that out to subscribers as well. It's only fair if there's a little bit of an issue going on that I should point it out. But yeah, it's main colour for subscribers, full reading for members. So one thing I have, oh yes, I'll use this pen. So we will do a list, So, okay, so Miss Venus was here first. It's really nice to catch you on stream. So let's do aura list for, I think it's the 6th of December, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just making sure the plug was on there, so my things are charging. So aura for the 6th of August, just so we can prioritize people who didn't get one on the next stream. So we have Miss Venus, and we have Kieran. There we are. So amazing. And you guys are both members. So that'll be full reading. So that's great. And then we have a bit of time for other people to jump in. Guided by Universe, hello and welcome. Would you like an aura reading? So yeah, I will just go over members get a full reading and non-members get the main colours and any blocks. So just so you know. Yeah, of course. So it's Miss Venus, Kieran, Guided by Universe. So that's the list at the moment. So we will see. I cannot sing a song. Hi, hello. Is that your name? Hello and welcome. Yeah, I certainly will not be singing, but you're very welcome to have an aura reading if you would like one. But yeah, no singing today. Let's see. Yeah, Kieran, you're second on the list. Miss Venus, Kieran, Guided by Universe. You're second. Kevin, hello, welcome. Hey, is that Hain or Hani? I'm not sure how to say that, so sorry. I don't like when I pronounce names wrong. Um, Jeff McGregor says, shout me out. I'm called Nick Hare. Nick Hare, is that correct? So, yeah, so sorry to keep repeating myself in the beginning, but people do, people take a while to jump in. So let's just get a list going first before we jump right in. So if you are new, hello and welcome. You're very welcome to a reading. Just subscribe. You're very welcome to a reading. They are free, so they're aura readings. So what we are doing is, if you are not a member, you have the main color of your aura, and if there's any blocks in there. So for non-members, it's not a full reading. Okay, it's not full. You can become a member, or you can check out the link in the description to get a full reading. But members have full readings. For subscribers, it will be the main color of your aura, and if there's any blocks, I will also do that. I'll point out. Let's see. So I'll go back over the list now. So we have Miss Venus, Kieran, Guided by Universe, Kevin. That's our list. You're at the gym! Oh, amazing. I need to do that. I really need to get some exercise in. Certainly, absolutely. So, yeah, so we will begin now. We'll begin. I do apologise for those of you who are in right away. Maybe repeating myself. Repeating myself on the stream about what I'm doing here. I just want to be clear. So, okay, Miss Venus. So, I'm really happy about the new pens, I hope. They are good. They're from Amazon, so we shall see. So, still do our little ghostly silhouettes. This is always how I draw the silhouettes, guys, so don't worry, Miss Venus doesn't really have a huge head like that, but we still get the areas, you know, we know what it's supposed to be, so that's fine. Okay, so just focus on Miss Venus's energy, and oh, one thing I forgot to mention, I don't think any of the new people did ask for a reading, but if you are new and you want one, please give me your full name and date of birth or send me a picture. I need to connect with your energy in some way to do the aura reading. But Miss Venus, Kieran, Guided by Universe, and Kevin, I can connect with you guys' energy without a picture, so don't worry about that. So, yes, so without further ado, again, let's begin with Miss Venus. Okay. Oh, I'm actually liking the pens. Yeah. My last ones were like proper professional artist ones as well. I think the only thing is they just run out too quick. They were good when I first got them. So I'm so glad I finally got new pens. You'll know. If you're a regular on Aura streams, you will know what I'm talking about. The pens were always so awkward at times. So also, guys, you can let me know if the music's loud enough, because I know, you know, channelings and aura readings, sometimes there's a bit of silence going on. If you do want the music any louder, I'm very happy to do that. I can reach over and just turn that up a little bit, if you would like. Oh, we don't have metallic in this. Oh, I should have kept the metallic. I do still have the metallic pens from the other set, but I don't have them handy. So we'll just use this one for metallic. So it's kind of a grey, so I'll have to rectify that in the next stream. Actually, that's okay. It does look more silvery than grey. That's good. Okay, so this is Miss Venus, and I'll go over what we're looking at here, what this means. Oh, do we have new people? Let me see. Oh, hello and welcome if you are new. Bonjour. Bonjour. What do you say? Je m'appelle Venus. So yeah, if you're new, hello and welcome. You are welcome to a reading if you would like one. Please subscribe and like the video. If you haven't liked the video yet, please do like it. I greatly appreciate that. I feel like the streams are very quiet at the moment and not a lot of people are getting my notifications. Actually, I put a post up earlier today saying the Aura stream will be in the next 2 hours. And I don't think anybody saw it. I didn't get any likes on it at all. So I was a little bit like, oh, is anyone seeing this? Will anyone turn up? So I don't know what's going on there, but we'll try to get things back like in a good momentum. Bethany, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Yeah, beautiful. Grand risings, amazing. So really lovely to see you. So, guys, if you would like an aura reading, please post that in the chat. So, Pooja, you are on the list. Let's see, and Pooja is a member as well. So, I'm very well. I hope you are well. We're just looking over Miss Venus's aura now. So the list now from after Miss Venus is Kieran, Guided by Universe, Kevin, Pooja. So it's not super long. You won't be waiting too long, hopefully. So let's see. So here we are. We have Miss Venus. So we begin in the center with the purple. So the purple, of course, it's a very spiritual color. It's a lot about kind of your own like intuition, that kind of inner kind of psychic sense, if that makes sense. Inner knowing, intuition, uh, kind of guidance onto a spiritual path, if you will. Like, I always remember my first aura reading and how the majority of my aura was purple because I was being pushed onto a very spiritual path. So we do have the high spiritual connection in the purple. There's other things like being a deep thinker. Oh, thank you, Bethany. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. So, Bethany, are you looking for? Would you like to be added to the list? So yes. So the purple. There's deep thinking as well. That people with a lot of purple in the aura, they tend to be very deep thinkers, and that can manifest in many ways. They tend to be very interested in how things work, so it can really push them onto a path of spirituality because they're looking at how the life works, if that makes sense, how energy works, how spirituality works. They can really go down that path, or they can even go down the kind of becoming like getting into like psychology, so really studying the mind or the spiritual or something, just very, very deep. And that resonates with Miss Venus anyway, because she does work with people a therapy kind of environment. So it resonates on both of those for Miss Venus, but not for everyone. For some people, it's just the spiritual path. For some people, it's just that more psychology, the mind. It can manifest in both or one of both ways. And then we have the pink. So the pink's a really nice colour. It shows the it shows the love. So of course, pink and green are both love energies. We probably all already know that. But the pink is that more the love that's more I wouldn't say conditional, but it's more personal. So it's a love she has for her close friends and family, her close circle, people she trusts. It's not necessarily like she's extending her love all over to like plants, animals, environmental causes or things like that. And it's not to say she doesn't care about things like that, by the way. It's just to say that at the moment her love is more focused. It's more focused on those she loves at the moment. There's still a nurturing energy. There's still she's a generous person. She's very caring and kind. So I'm not saying she doesn't care about those things, but we do have to differentiate the pink from the green in terms of love energy. And the pink is more the romantic connections, the close friendships and things like that. So just to differentiate it, she's still an empath. She's still an empath with the pink energy, but at the moment she's just focusing her love more in closer connections. So then we have she's around the outside she has orange. So she has orange, and orange is, of course, not all of the colours in the aura link directly to the chakras, but they kind of a little bit, like in the sense of orange being can be creative energy. It can be those positive external energies that are attracting kind of romantic connections, but it can also extend to other relationships as well. So she could be really attracting friends, soul family members, people with a lot. Orange isn't the main color in the aura, but people with a lot of orange tends to say that they're very good friends. They either make friends very easily, or they have a close group that they rarely stay friends with. They rarely work on those friendships, and they're very, very close knit. So it doesn't necessarily mean she's super social and outgoing, but she's very good with friends. Whether that's making tons of friends or just keeping that close circle, being a very good friend. There's a really positive energy of relationships there. Intimate relationships as well. But so she could be attracting people, attracting someone, attracting various people with that energy. Of course, orange is the most minimal energy, so you do have to think that these other two traits are taking over a little bit, but that's okay. So we do have a little bit of energy, kind of denser energy that's kind of moving out. So I tried to depict it with the lines that's moving out. So it's interesting because Miss Venus already said that she was clearing things, and this is really positive because it's very minimal and it's right at the edge of the aura, and it definitely looks like it's shifting outwards. So that if you're doing a cleanse or doing spiritual work or meditating, that if you have any dense energy, that's how you want it to look in the aura. You don't want it to be in the center. You don't want it to be in your positive colors. You want it to be shifting outwards, and it's right at the edge shifting outwards. So that's the most positive it can be if you have dense energy. Of course, the most positive would be she's completely clear and there's none there, but this is still pretty positive. I work with a lot of people, and honestly, you should see some of the auras. They can be very dense. They can be very murky in their colors. They're not bright like this. A lot of them. So that's mostly Miss Venus's aura. But you may notice these little sparks of silver around, and they are spirit guides. So when we have metallic, it can link to spiritual abundance, material abundance. But the way I picked it up here is it's guides. There might be spiritual protection. There might be possibility for abundance in some way with the metallic, but I'd sensed guides. I rarely sense guides, so of course I have to put that forward. What I'm really sensing there. So that's Miss Venus at the moment. So it's a pretty good aura. So Miss Venus says yes, I've been clearing stuff out with the help of my higher self. Yesterday I had such an intense energetic downpour, and I feel like I was connecting with something very high vibrational. That's great. Yeah, so that does show with high vibrational beings around you there. That could be linked to that. I just assumed guides, but definitely a high spiritual energy like angelic or light being or something very, very positive there. So that's Miss Venus. And remember, guys, if you want a picture of your aura afterwards, I do take a photograph of it. I can send it to you. You have to message me off stream. So all of my information is in the description of the video. I have Facebook, Discord, and email. You just message me through one of those and say, can I have my aura picture? I'll take a photograph of this, send it to you, and I will link my article as well, just in case you forget what the colours mean. So, Miss Venus, I will put that down there for now. And we will move on. Oh, it looks like we have someone else in the chat. Lilith! Hello and welcome back. May I get an aura reading? Yes, of course. But you are on the list. So Lilith, Phoenix, let's see. So we've got Kieran next, then Guided by Universe, Kevin, Pooja, Lilith. So that's how we're going. Do we have Kieran present? Is Kieran here? Vedas says you look like a man. Well, okay, that's fair enough. You're very welcome to your opinion. Tapping into my masculine energies, perhaps. Ankita, hello and welcome. How are you? Yeah, so Ankita, I'll add you as well. The list is getting a little bit long. So I hope we do get through everyone. It's not that long, actually. Kieran, Guided by Universe, Kevin, Pooja, Lilith, and Ankita. Not too bad. Okay, so Kieran is here. Amazing. So let's get on with Kieran. I forgot where's the one I used for... Oh, yes. I put it back. Silly me. Let's grab that. I want the black one. Thank you. So we'll do Kieran's little silhouette. I'm very good. Actually not a bad artist when I really sit down and try, but I definitely don't try on these aura streams. Okay, so we have Kieran. Oh, let me write as well. So I have to keep track of who's had one and who hasn't, just in case we don't get through everyone and we have to go on to another stream in a few days or so. So yeah, so guys, I would appreciate though to know if anyone is having issues seeing my posts or anything, because I'm using the post tab very much as a way to schedule the mobile streams and let you know when they're coming up. So if you don't see the post, you won't see when the schedules are. So I posted about this, and I don't know if you saw it. Let me know if you saw it. So let's see. So we have Miss Venus, Kieran, Guided by Universe, Kevin, Pooja, Lilith, and Kita. And then we also have Bethany. Yes, so Bethany says yes, you would like one. Okay. So, but yeah, let's get into Kieran. So I can connect. So guys, remember, if you're new in, so Bethany perhaps, so you haven't... Oh, you saw it? Okay, great. Wonderful, amazing. I just want to know if it's... You don't have to like it, but I just want to know if it's showing up in some of the stream and in some feeds, because... yeah, it seems like it's not showing up as much for many people, and things are getting a little bit quieter, which is kind of worrying, because then people message me afterwards saying, I didn't see it, I missed the stream, I didn't see it, and I'm like, why? So, okay, thank you for that, I appreciate that. So, yeah, Kieran, so remember guys, if you're pretty new, picture or your full name and date of birth will really help me connect to your energy, just so I'm making sure I'm definitely getting it right. There isn't really anyone I don't feel connected with here, but Bethany, you are a bit new, so maybe your full name and date of birth would help me But let's get into Kieran for now. Okay. 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 So let's talk through Kieran's here. So there we are. We have Kieran's aura. Pretty nice, bright, mostly nice, bright colours here. So we have indigo in these two places here. Now, indigo is a very nice colour. I really like indigo aura people because they're very fun. Indigo aura people are very varied. They usually have like a wanderlust, or they love to travel, or they love to try new things. They tend to not be boring people. They're very up for doing things, up for life experiences. They probably, even if they're not doing them, you know, because sometimes we have restrictions like money and things like that, but they will be up for them. They're kind of they might plan them or think, I really want to do that before I die, or, you know, like bucket list things and things like that. So people with indigo aura also very discerning, so they're very good at telling truth from lies. If you're someone who regularly has indigo in your aura, you probably, because remember, auras do change with spiritual and emotional changes. That's why I recommend getting an aura reading from me on stream every 2 months at least. No sooner than 2 months, because it probably won't change too much. But I do recommend getting them, because when you get them regularly, you start to see which colours are very common in your aura, and that does speak a little bit more to you than a colour that might be fleeting and it doesn't stick around, if that makes sense. So indigo is very good. Very good at discerning truth from lies. They're very unlikely to be scammed. So it doesn't mean they'd never be scammed. It doesn't mean that, you know, one day someone will pull the wool over their eyes. Of course, you know, someone's going to lie to you at some point and you're probably going to believe it. But they can tell when they're being lied to much better than most people. So yeah, it minimizes that risk of being taken for a fool, you know. So it's a pretty good colour to be quite prominent. Yeah, so we have the wanderlust, kind of boring energy, and we have that discerning truth from lies. That's like the main things with the indigo. But there is still a spiritual connection with indigo. You know, there is something like some kind of draw to the spiritual path, which, you know, we see that in a lot of colours in the aura, and I think that especially with people who get readings here, of course you're drawn to spiritual things. You're here, this is spiritual, so, you know, we're not learning anything new there, we're just kind of confirming that that's the type of person they are, and that their aura confirms that. So the light blue. So the light blue there is very nice. It's a very calming, peaceful colour, and it generally, I mean, it's a very prominent colour in Kieran's aura at the moment. It generally would mean that Kieran is a very calm person, very relaxed, very maybe likes meditation and things like that. but it doesn't always mean that. Most commonly it means that, but sometimes people have blue in their aura and they don't feel like they're calm, they don't feel like that, maybe they stress, maybe they're overthinking. It can happen, but people view you as being very calm. People feel calm in your energy, people feel relaxed by you, people feel like they can approach you more than other people. So it could be, for example, you might hear phrases like, I've never told anybody this before, but I feel comfortable to tell you this. Or, for some reason, I just feel really comfortable to open up to you, things like that. So people are very approachable, people are happy to open up to you, very nice energy for connections, being a shoulder to cry on a lot of the time with the blue in the aura. And then we have the yellow. So the yellow is very nice. Yellow is a very, very nice colour. There's connection to inner child. Sometimes if people are doing inner child work, they might get kind of yellow. So, you might not feel fully connected yet if you're doing that process. But if you are doing that process, it's going well, as we can see with the yellow. So there's a connection to inner child. There's like kind of, you do have a light-hearted side to you that maybe you do tap into regularly, or you're drawn to tap into a little bit more regularly. They tend to be quite intelligent, people with a lot of yellow in the aura. And a lot of the time when people are studying, doing a course, they're in school, you might find they get a lot of yellow in the aura. And sometimes it's murky yellow if they're stressed about the work. But there's no murkiness in the yellow here, so the yellow looks good. So we're seeing intellect, connection to inner child, that light-hearted, playful energy, and also with the yellow, it's like a possibility of having a spiritual awakening. So it's if you haven't had one yet, it's showing that there's potential for you to have one. If you've already had one, it's showing that there's potential of further growth spiritually. So if you have a lot of yellow in your aura, doesn't necessarily mean you'll have a spiritual awakening, but the potential is there for you too. So the only thing that we should really be a little bit concerned about here is it seems like we have a little bit of pink trying to come through in the aura, but it's murky. As you can see, I've marked it with the brown just to symbolize that it's a murky pink. It's not bright. We don't really want murky colors. Generally, we don't want murky colors. That does represent a block in some way. So it can be, it's very minimal, so do bear in mind, this might not be a huge issue, but it's always best, even if issues or blocks are small, it's still best to clear them. So this could suggest that she's naive in some way, or could suggest that she's, like naive or immature. But there could be a level of immaturity that links to that connection to the inner child. Like if she connects to the inner child too much and isn't responsible enough, there could be a level of immaturity. But I really don't feel, I definitely don't feel naivety with Kieran. I don't think it's a link to naivety. We have that energy of the blue where she can discern truth from lies. So she's generally not going to be too naive most of the time. I feel more this block, it's in the pink. It could be a block on her love life path. So there could be a bit of a block, an issue, something going on in the love life path. That's how it feels to me. Could be some maturity. I'm not really feeling it, but if it resonates, then it resonates. But I feel like it's a block on the love path. That's what I'm really feeling with that. So that is Kieran's one. Mostly a very positive aura, just a little bit of a block to think about that. So there we are. So let's see who's next. So do we still have Guided by Universe? Guided by Universe, you'll be next if you are still here. So it's Guided by Universe, Kevin, Pooja, Lilith, Ankita, and Bethany. That is our list for today's aura reading. Silver K, hello and welcome. Welcome. This is Secret Frequencies and I am Venus, and we share different beliefs, but that's okay. To live in a peaceful world, we should all be accepting of other people's beliefs and where they're at on their journey. So yeah, appreciate your comment, but we're going to brush past that. So Kieran, what should I do to remove the murky? Yeah, so you can do meditations, you can do, you can focus on your love path. Maybe there's something that you're not seeing. Maybe there's options, opportunities that you're not quite seeing. So it is a lot about tapping into love energy to kind of heal that. but you could get a cleanser. Getting a cleanser is also a positive, or cleanse yourself as well. So meditation, cleansing, tapping into the love energy if you can, if there's, because sometimes we have that if there's a little bit of an issue in the relationship we already have. If we work on that issue in the relationship, that block will release. So it's working on the issue if you know what the issue is, or having a cleanser, doing meditation, something like that. So I'm going to draw the next person. If Guided by Universe is not here, do we have Kevin? So let's see where we are. We can always push Guided by Universe back up if they come back. Oh, this is a very wonky person. I'm an artist. So do we have Guided by Universe or Kevin? Or am I just not seeing the chat properly for some reason? Guided by Universe, Kevin, Pooja, Lilith, Ankita, Bethany. Do we have anybody in? Is anybody from the list still in? You're welcome, Kieran. You're very welcome, of course. Lilith, okay, yeah, so I'm just going to do it like that. I'm going to roll call. The person who says they're here is going to get their reading now. So let's do Lilith. Amazing. So remember, if you are not a member, it's just the main colour in your aura and any blocks that you have. So Lilith, I'm just going to focus on you. Do feel a little bit already connected to your energy with some of the readings and the streams where we have connected. So let me focus on that for a moment. Oh, I'll write your name down as well. Okay, this is an interesting aura, and I'm actually not seeing any blocks as such. So I'll go over. I'm going to go over the two main colours because they're both. One was they're kind of how can I say? They're kind of even in how much they're present in the aura, if that makes sense. So one isn't more dominant than the other, so I have to do the two because they're kind of even. It's like 50-50. So this is interesting. And this is someone who actually has, so most people have around 2 to 3 colours in their aura. It's very positive to have a rainbow aura. If you have all the colours in your aura, all the bright ones, that's amazing. But yeah, if you 2 to 3 colours is the average, Okay. So let's not forget, there is actually one more colour in this aura, but as I am doing this kind of like a members priority kind of thing, subscribers are just having their main colour and any blocks. But lucky with this one, we don't see any blocks, so that's really great. So okay, so the two main colours that we're seeing, we have pink and we have red. Now this is very interesting. It's very no one's chance is gone. I'm doing who says they're present at the time now because I'm waiting for Guided by Universe for too long, I would say. So we're doing Lilith now, but you guys you will get it. Okay, so Lilith. So two main colours, pink and red. Now this is interesting because we've spoken about pink. So pink is the love energy. It does mean that she's nurturing, generous, like maybe an empath, maybe a kind person, but her love is focused a little bit more on the close connections in her life. So that could be romantic partner, best friends, family, things like that. So soul family, maybe. So it's that love energy, but it's a little bit more directed to specific people close to her. And then we have red. Now, red's a very interesting colour in the aura because we always think of it as, oh, it's a negative colour. It means jealousy. It means not jealousy. Rage. It means rage. But that's when it's murky and dark. This is a nice bright red, which is positive. So nice bright red is a very nice color to have in your aura. So first of all, the thing I always sense with the bright red, there's a warrior energy there. So this person is, even if it's subconscious and maybe you're not tapping into it yet, you might be being guided to tap into it with this color coming up. But it's warrior energy. It's like strength. It's like independence and being empowered. There's a lot of very strong divine energy within red. It is like warrior energy. But the other side of red is a strong connection to the more physical life path at the moment. So by physical, I mean money, a home, you know, like the material things in your life. So your job, what you want to be doing to make money for your life path. So you might be a little bit more focused on the material things in your life, or you might be being guided to be more focused on the material things in your life. At the moment, we go through phases. So it's okay to shift out of spiritual focus a little bit. If you need to make money, if you need, you know, this is the way the world works. So there's a really positive omen with this of a strong connection to the material needs and a positive omen for spiritual abundance. The opportunity, physical abundance. So the opportunity for monetary abundance comes up with when it's nice bright red. Remember, this isn't murky red, which is totally different in its meaning. So yeah, a strong connection to material things. So you could be being pushed to a little bit of money right now. So just think about that. But that's Lilith Phoenix. Two main colours. I had to do two because they were very even. And there's one more colour in there. Well, there's two more colours in there, I would say. But yeah, that was a nice one. And so that's good. So that was for Lilith. So let's do yeah, she says my aura is cheating. Yes. It can't choose a main colour, but it wants to. So then we had Bethany. Bethany, are you you're very welcome, of course, you're very, very welcome. So we have Guided by Universe, Kevin, Pooja, Ankita, and Bethany. Who's next? I'll just keep saying that when I get finished, who is next. And we'll just go with whoever is present. Pooja, amazing. So we'll begin with Pooja now. Okay. So Pooja, we do a full reading as you are a member. So let's do Pooja. Okay. Oh, I don't know why I'm trying to make Pooja's one a bit more like a person. Okay, so Pooja, let me just focus on your energy for a moment. I do feel very connected with you anyway. I dropped the lid. Oh no. Let me just grab that for a moment. Oh, if I can find it. No, it's gone to a different dimension. So the fairies have taken it. We'll get it back at the end of the stream. Okay. I love these pens. I think the auras look so much better with these pens. Very good purchase. Do we have anyone new in? And if you have not liked the stream yet, please do like it. I greatly appreciate that. Okay, so make sure I'm not making too much of a mess here. Okay, so this is Pooja, and there's a bit of an issue going on, but it is quite nice. So here we are. Ultra. Wandering Koala! Hello and welcome. Yes, of course. Let me put you in. Wandering Koala. Okay. So, Pooja, here we are. So we have pink, yellow, blue, and our silver on our outside, or metallic on our outside, and our a bit of a block here. So let's talk through everything like that. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you saying to like the video. I really appreciate that. So so the pink, we've been over the pink quite a lot, so you know, I will just kind of touch on that again. A lot of you guys have pink, which is really nice. So, but nothing a lot of greens this time. So your love energy, it seems like a lot of us are directing our love energy a little bit more on our romantic partner, our close friends and family, as opposed to that wider unconditional love. At the moment, we're definitely empaths, we do have that, but it looks like at the moment we're just focusing on our closer connections right now. So that nurturing energy, she's an empath, she's how can I say, she's an empath, she is generous, kind, caring, giving, all of those positive love energies she has, but she might be a little bit more focused on her friends, family, or romantic partner at the moment. Yellow, so she's intelligent, she might be studying a little bit, she might be learning the lessons of life, she can tap into her inner child, or might be doing inner child healing. She is and people with a lot of yellow in the aura as well, they tend to be attractive, like people are attracted to them. So for some people it will resonate as they think you're physically attractive, they're, you know, physically attracted to you. But for some people it might just be they feel a magnetic pull, you know. You can still attract friends with the yellow aura, they just feel a magnetic pull to you, not necessarily a romantic interest, you know. But yeah, so attractive to people in some way. Intelligent, and as we said before as well, possibility of spiritual awakening. Doesn't mean she hasn't had one yet, but there could be possibility of advancements on the spiritual path, more spiritual awakenings, enlightenment, you know, things like that. So then we have the blue, and this is that calm energy. So she might be a very calm person, just generally calm, collected, she might like meditation a lot. But it also, like I said before, she might not feel that way. She might think, oh, well, I'm super stressed and my head's all over the place. She might not think that she's calm, but other people perceive you as that. They're drawn to your energy. They think that you're, how can I say? They think that you're approachable, and they might open up to you more than they would open up to other people, because you just have that energy, trusting energy with that. And then we do have, let's look at the positive first, the metallic. So we have metallic around the aura, which is a spiritual protection. There's a possibility of spiritual abundance and physical abundance when we have metallic, but I'm really feeling spiritual protection at the moment with Pooja. And then also we have the block. So we'll look at the block now. Excuse me, I can't speak. So the block is in the pink. So we are seeing, so again, with the block in the pink with the murky pink energy, this can be immaturity, it can be naivety, can be maybe a kind of someone's taking you for granted or something like that, or yeah, some, you know, one of those kind of issues. But can also be a block on the love path, like we said for Kieran as well. So there might be a block on your love path at the moment, or you might be overthinking about the love path, or worrying about, you know, it can be worries and stresses as well. It's spiritual and emotional energy, so it could be an emotional block, you know, with the love path. But you know, it's not too minimal. It is, you know, it's not a great size. We don't really want that in our aura, but you have that spiritual protection, and you have, you know, everything else is very vibrant. So I do believe that you can work on that, you know. It does happen. I do believe that Pooja can work on it. She's very highly spiritual and gifted herself, so I do believe that that would be okay. But of course, if anyone does have any worries or issues about blocks or about anything like that, feel free to contact me as well. But yeah, so that was Pooja. Oh, thank you. Pooja says, I love your scarf. Well, I really appreciate that compliment, because my boyfriend bought me this and I love it too. I absolutely love that. So thank you. Thank you for noticing that. Yeah, because I was thinking that, Pooja. I know sometimes when you read for someone a lot, you might start to get biased because of the things you know. Because I know a lot about your love path and that you do have a block on it, so that could be influencing like kind of my interpretation of it, if that makes sense. Which is why I'll always say the other things that I don't think it is, like the naivety and everything like that. I don't really think it's that, but I have to put that out there just in case, so I'm not being biased. So who's next? Who's next? Who do we still have in here? But I will work little by little accepting things for me. Yes. And I think you are working on it. I think you are working on it. I think that everything else seems positive. Like, it seems like your monetary path is clear and has opportunities. It seems like your spiritual path is very clear and has a lot of opportunities. So I think it's just the kind of love path thing. Okay, so we'll do Bethany next. Vanch Rajwara. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Very nice to see you. Very nice to see new people. Okay, so Bethany. I haven't read for you much, so feel free to put your full name and date of birth in there, so I can connect with you a little bit, but I will still do it. I will still try it. It's just nice to have a bit of confirmation when we're connected, but if you don't want to put that in the chat, I understand, and I'll still connect as much as I can. In this online remote way. From India. Oh, amazing. We do have a few. Most of my subscribers are American and Indian, and I'm from the UK, so that's nice. Who does this? Thank you. You always explain so well. You're very welcome. And remember, if you want the picture of the aura, just message me off stream. All of my information is in the description of the video. Bethany, thank you. Yeah, that's just really going to help me a little bit, so thank you so much. I'll just focus on that for a moment. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, so we still have Guided by Universe, Kevin, and Kita and Wandering Koala to do. So we don't have many to go. We're on Bethany now. So yeah, I do feel a little bit better connected now. So I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Yeah, so just remember that subscribers, it's just the main colours, the main colour of your aura and any blocks that we're doing. So there may be other colours in there. It's not a full reading so it's your main colour and any blocks. So let me just focus on that because you do have a slight block here. Okay. Okay. So for Bethany, so your main colour is green, so that's really lovely. Green is, so it's more of this kind of like green, this kind of like brightish green, which links a lot more to, so it's very similar to pink because it's the love energy. It's very similar to pink, so we have you're kind, caring, nurturing, probably an empath, things like that. So it's similar to pink in that way, but your love is very unconditional and it's very expansive. So you're not only focused right now on your close friends, family, romantic partners. You might care for pets, plants, animals, the environment. You might have a cause that you really believe in. Some people with a lot of green in their aura might do things like volunteer work. I remember volunteering at a hedgehog sanctuary where I would help to help with the sick hedgehogs, and I had a lot of green in my aura at that time. So things like that we do. So if we do maybe work with the homeless or something, we can get a lot of green. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something like that, but that's the kind of energy you have. It's very loving, very caring, very giving. And yeah, there's a really heart chakra kind of energy with it, which, you know, so it resonates with the green. But yeah, so green is the main color in the aura. Very, very positive love energy. And it's very expansive. It's very expansive. So you could be someone who loves plants and animals and things like that. But I did say I would mention blocks if a subscriber had a block as well as their main colour. So you do have some red in the aura, and it's a little bit murky. So murky red energy, it can link to anger, it can link to any kind of unhealed emotional energy. So it doesn't necessarily have to be anger, but it's a low emotional energy that's a little bit unhealed. So it kind of makes sense as well. If you're a very open emotional person and very loving and caring, maybe it's someone who's hurt you, maybe someone's like taken you for granted or taken advantage of you or something like that, with that stored emotional energy. But with it being in the red, it could also, if that's not resonating with you, it can also be a bit of a block on your work path. So money, maybe you're not achieving as not achieving, but maybe you're not getting as much money as you deserve, if that makes sense. Getting as much money as you desire or need to live or deserve, something like that. There could be a block on, or maybe the opportunities are small right now or something like that. That's the kind of energy with the block in the red. It's either stored emotional energy, or there's an issue on your work path, your money path, that, you know, it's almost like more abundance should be available to you, but you're not quite getting it. There's a block there. So that was the main colour and the block in Bethany's aura. So remember, guys, if you are subscribers and you're not members and you don't get a full reading, you can get a full reading by either becoming a member or clicking the link in the description to get an aura reading. But yeah, you don't have to do that, of course. That's just if you want a full one. But you're still very welcome to have the picture. You're still very welcome to message me off stream and have the picture, and I'll send you the article and you can read through what the colours mean if you forget. So Bethany says homeless at the moment. Okay, so that really resonates then. That really does resonate. So that's why your aura is like that then. So yeah, you really don't deserve that. This needs to be shifted. This needs to be healed, because it's definitely kind of this energy of you deserve more than you have right now. Definitely coming through. So yeah, I'm really sorry to read that. I do my own prayers and meditations at the end of the day, and if anyone has issues in the chat, like they're going through ailments or illnesses or like stressful emotional times, I always add them in. So if you are happy for me to add you into my prayers and meditations, I will do that as well. So that was Bethany. You're very welcome as well. You're very welcome. So Shweta, we'll see if we can add you. How long are we getting on? Oh, we should be able to. Let me see. So let's see. Is Guided by Universe, Kevin or Ankita here? Just because they are first. I think we have Kevin, don't we? So Guided by Universe, Kevin or Ankita. I will give those three a chance first, since they've been in for the longest, and then we'll move on to Wandering Koala and Shweta in just a moment. Thank you so much. Oh, I greatly appreciate that, Bethany. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll do Kevin. We'll do Kevin first. Kevin. Yeah, definitely able to connect with Kevin here. Oh gosh, this is a really big head. There we are. So yeah, let me focus on this. Oh, this is interesting. I lost that pen lid already. First time using that. I've already lost a pen lid. So this is Kevin. So here we have Kevin. Agreement. Hello and welcome. So today we are doing aura readings. So I'm reading auras and drawing them. So it's a little bit different. A lot of the time when you get an aura reading, you will it'll be a machine. A lot of people, they put their hand on a machine and it like does a photograph. But today I'm drawing them. So I'm connected with the energy and drawing the aura and explaining what that means. So hello and welcome. It's always nice to see new people in the chat. So agreement, hello and welcome. So here's Kevin's aura. So Kevin, we have 3 colours. So we have our yellow, our red, and our pink. So red's a little bit more dominant at the moment, so let's go over the red first. I'll go over the stars as well, yes. So we have the red. So the red is, so don't forget, this is a nice vibrant red, So we have the connection to the material realm, you know, and maybe there's a lot of focus on work, money, the living situation, building abundance, building the life path. A very, very strong connection to the physical life path at the moment, which is nice. There's a lot of, how can I say it? Potential for material abundance when we have a lot of red like that, so that's very nice. The yellow, we have the connection to the inner child. We have the intellect, so quite intelligent people when there's yellow. Quite attractive, so you can be attractive to people and it can manifest in different ways. Some people might find you physically attractive and some people might be drawn to your energy. They might be drawn to you as like a friend. It's not all like romantic, but attracted in some way. They could be attracted to your skills. You know, sometimes it's useful in like an interview. People are attracted to your skills or the way you, I don't know, confidence you have in yourself or something like that. So we have that yellow, and also potential for spiritual awakening. So it doesn't mean you've never had a spiritual awakening. It just means there's potential. So you could have another one. You could be progressing on the spiritual path, you know, leveling up, if you will. That's probably a good phrase to use for the yellow. So then we have the pink, and the pink is, like I said, it's the love energy, but it's connected more to our romantic partners, our romantic path, or people close to us. So it can be friends and family, but it can very, very often be romantic. And this is where we're having a little bit of a block. You can see there's a little bit of murkiness, but it is only small, a few streaks. So that's not too bad, but it could be saying something like, you are, like I said before, it could be naivety, it can be immaturity, it can be a block on the love path, but it can even be hurt emotions. I forgot to mention that to the person before, but it can even be like hurt emotions usually surrounding the love path, or connections at least. So it could even be hurt emotions about friends, family, romance, or a block on the love path. It can be as well. So there's a few different things it can be. But we have spiritual protection, and we have 2 guides very, very close. So you have 2 guides at the moment very, very close to you. Doesn't mean you only have 2 guides. It just means that these are the ones that are very close, or maybe you're working with. It could be deities, they could be angels, they could be anything, you know. But definitely sensing the spirits there, positive. And then we have that. It's just the kind of line of metallic energy, which is your spiritual protection. But also with metallic is always potential of material abundance as well. So there we go. Kevin. So we have now. So do we have Guided by Universe or Ankita? Then if not, we'll go to Wandering Koala and then Shweta. So we'll just see who is left in. Shweta says your birthday is coming next month. I didn't even think of it. Yes, that's true. Venus is getting older. My solar return is on its way. You're so sweet for remembering that. That's so, so sweet. It's very sweet of you. So yeah, so I'll just say who's left in then. We might just go straight to Shweta then. Wandering Koala, are you here? Let's just see. So anyone who's left in, please let me know. We should have 4 people, but I'm not sure who's jumped in and out here. So, Guided by Universe, Ankita, Wandering Koala, Shweta. Oh, there we are. Yeah. Okay. So Shweta, let me know that you're still here. I think you are. We'll begin with Wandering Caller, then we'll go to Shweta. So that's how we're going to do it now. I think Guided by Universal and Kita have left. So that's fine. Okay. Ah, skinny neck. Okay. And now I can focus back to your energy. Your energies are very, I wouldn't say open because I feel like you know how to protect yourself, but they're very just positive. It's attractive almost, you know, you feel kind of drawn in a little bit to them in a nice way. Okay. This is an interesting one. This is the first time we've had this colour. Okay, so this is Wandering Caller, and I do find this one interesting because we have Pale Green, which we haven't had on stream yet, at least not in this stream. So, Pale Green. Oh, let me just read the chat, sorry. Good afternoon to all the Terra. Hello and welcome back. Nice to see you. 26th September, yes, that's my birthday. You're so sweet for remembering. I have lots of calendars to put all of you guys' birthdays in. I always forget to look at it. It's so funny. It's like when I first connect with you, I use the birthday, and then I just feel your energy and I kind of forget the birthdays. There's just so many of them. I wish I could remember everyone's birthday. I would be so. I should set up a little calendar because I think that would be nice. Kevin says that sounds pretty accurate for me. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Toward the Terra says, I thought you said something to me a minute ago when I logged on. I missed that, sorry. YouTube started blasting another soundtrack in my ear just at that moment. Gosh. Kevin says, really interested to see the two guys showing up in my aura. Yes, very nice. So yeah, Toward the Terra, I think we should have time for you. So let's see. So oh, I've done Wandering Caller a full reading, even though she's not a member, but that's fine. And we barely ever connect, so it's really nice to be with us. So Wandering Caller, here we are. So very, very nice aura. I really do like it. So we begin with the pale green in the center. Now, pale green, there still is some of that love energy in it. So like we were talking about, that unconditional love that comes with the usual green in the aura. Maybe a wide love for plants, animals, people around you, causes that you believe in, and things like that. But the pale green kind of shifts away from that a little bit more, or goes a bit deeper, because it suggests that you could be a healer. You have some kind of healing ability, because when we get pale green, it's kind of that recognition that there is some healing energy within you. Whether you tap into that as a job, or whether you tap into that just as, you know, helping the people around you, being a light for those around you, it doesn't matter. It's not like it's trying to make you do anything or go down any certain path, but it is just telling you that you do have healing potential and healing abilities. So that's very nice. I haven't had pale green on stream, at least not for a few streams. So that's very, very nice. So then we have the pale blue. So just in keeping with our pale themes, we have the blue energy. So what we're getting with pale blue is we are getting calming energies, relaxing energies. It might be that you're a super calm person. You might be very relaxed, like you might like to meditate a lot, but not always. Sometimes I read people's aura with the light blue, and they're like, "No, I am super stressed. I'm constantly overthinking." Sometimes it's about the way people perceive you. So it's the energy you're giving out. You're approachable. You seem calm. People trust you, and they open up to you a lot more. So it's kind of like you're very approachable. People will say things like, "Oh, I've never told anyone this before, but I feel comfortable to tell you," or for some reason I just feel like I can open up to you. People say things like that to you, most likely, I would guess, and you might be a shoulder to cry on sometimes as well. And then we say around we have some pink and purple. So pink is touching a little bit more on those love energies for well, pink and sorry, I'm saying purple, orange, pink and orange. So sorry. So pink and orange are really about our close relationships. There's a lot of love energy, especially in the pink. It's close friends, family, things like that. It still suggests that you're an empath, you're a nurturing person, you're generous, but it's more about those close family members rather than that wide unconditional love, caring about causes, caring about the environment, It's much more those close people to me, those close friends and family might be what you're focusing on, maybe focused on the romantic love path a little bit, maybe. And because the orange as well, you do have some orange in there, which orange generally is about the it can be about the romantic love path, of course. It can be about the creative energy as well. So there can be creative energy, but people with orange in that aura, I know orange is the most minimal in your aura, but with that, it tends to be kind of like, if you have orange in your aura, you're either really good at making friends, or you're really good at keeping friends. You might not be a super social person, but you might have that close group where you've had them since you were like a child or something, or you met your soul family at some point, and now you're unbreakable kind of thing. Very good at friendships, very good at connections and relationships, whether it's a super social outgoing thing or just with the close ones, either way. But we do have some murky energy, just a little bit of murky energy around the pink and orange. Now, there can be, like I said earlier, I don't know when you came in, but with the when that's in pink, it can be things like immaturity, naivety, being taken advantage of, and things like that. But I don't feel like that here. I feel like more this some kind of emotional issue going on, or some kind of emotional stress that maybe you've worked through, because it's very minimal energy, if you see. So compared to auras I work with when I'm doing cleanses, it's very positive, so it'll just look like maybe you're working on clearing something, maybe you're healing through something. This might be a process that's already going on, but there is a little something there. So it's a lower emotional vibrations that kind of bringing your aura down just a little bit, lower emotional energies. So if you've been like, I won't say angry because it's not red, but it could be feeling very upset, could be feeling over emotional, could be a little bit of fallout with a romantic connection or close friend, something like that. But yeah, it looks like either you don't have too much to work through, or you're already working through it and it's shifting. So that's Wandering Koala. And it's so lovely to see you on stream. It's been so long. So yeah, it's really nice to see you. And as always, guys, if you want the picture of your aura, just message me off stream. So find my Discord, Facebook, or email in the description of the video, and just message me and say, send me the picture of my aura, please, and I will do that. You don't even have to say please, I will still do it. So Wandering Koala, quite good at keeping friends. I'm meeting one of my friends this weekend, being friends for 22 years and going, yes. And I do feel that energy from you anyway, regardless of the colours. But I hope whatever the emotional thing is, I hope it's not a huge issue. I hope you've worked through it, or maybe it's even something that's just a little subconscious that you just need to, set the intention to release, or something like that. It doesn't seem too difficult. It doesn't seem like a challenge, but it just seems like there's a little something there. So Shweta. So yeah, so to Wandering Koala, very, very lovely to see you. I'm so happy to catch you on stream. You're very welcome. Yeah, I would love to see you if you can ever make it. I know it's so difficult with our life paths and all of our other commitments, but when you can, it would be lovely to see you. So wandering quality we've done. So we have Shweta and then toward the Terra. So let's do Shweta now. And that'll be it. So toward the Terra will be the last one. So we have Shweta. So remember, if you are not a member but you are a subscriber, it's just the main colour of your aura. The main colour of your aura and any blocks on the path. So toward the Terra, I do believe you are a member on a different account, so you will get a full reading. But Shweta, you will get your main colour, and if you have any blocks. So let's just make sure. We definitely want to see if there's blocks. That's important. So let me just focus on Shweta. Okay, so here is Shweta. So goody, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. So, toward the Terra, do you not want a reading? Just confirm with me if you would like a reading, because I'm really happy to do one for you. Oh yeah, you said you're up for a reading. Okay, great. Okay, so Shweta, so your main colour at the moment is green, so that's really nice. So don't forget, it's nice, vibrant green, different from murky green. So we're not looking at jealousy, we're looking at positive love energy, vibrant love energy. It's that unconditional kind of love as well, so it's extending to plants, animals, could be causes that you believe in, like I said before. It can be people who care for the environment, people who do things for the homeless, maybe help out at a homeless shelter or give them blankets or something like that. Looking after plants, looking after animals, getting your pet from a shelter, things like that. It's being a bit more mindful of the wider civilization, if you will. So you care about the earth and other people, not just your close kind of friends, family. Which is the pink energy, when we're focused a little bit more closely. So you do have some pink energy as well, which I have to point out because that's where the block is. So I have to point out where the block is in the stream. And it's interesting. Everyone who's had a block today, I think it's been in pink. So there must be something going on there. But yeah, so a bit of stagnant energy, murky pink energy. So that is, again, it can be naivety, it can be immaturity, it can, someone might be taking you for granted a little bit, but also it can be a block on that love path. So it might resonate more as a block on the love path, and I have to mention that because I know a little bit about your love path, so it very likely might link to that. But yeah, you do have to think about. Be a bit mindful if you get that. Just think, am I being naive in a certain situation? Is someone kind of taking me for granted or using me in some way? Just be mindful that could happen, because just because we both know that there is a bit of a block on your love path doesn't mean that that's exactly what that points to. So we still have to be mindful that you might have someone who's taking you for granted a little bit, and because people can take your kindness as weakness, and it's a very common phrase, we all know that can happen, so be careful, be mindful. But yeah, your main colour is green, and that's really lovely, very, very lovely to see. And I would say that your block is a little issue because it's not really great, it's not a great size. There is quite a bit of that there, but that could be like low emotional energy. Maybe you're going through something emotional at the moment, you know. If we're going through things that are very, very emotional, and it's not anger, it's not jealousy, it's more sadness and upset or worry, doubts, that can come up in the pink as well. So just think about that. You might be just needing to balance your emotions a little bit, or um, you know, do some self-care maybe. Self-care might help. So Woody, hello and welcome. So we are finishing on toward the Terra. Let me see how quick I can be with it. Because I was saying, actually, Goody, I will do you as well because I feel like I always miss you. So I'll just stay on for a little bit longer to do your one. So let's see. Let me make sure I didn't forget that actually. So George Sweetheart, we're on to toward the Tara, and then we will do Goody afterwards. Okay. They knocked the camera. Not that it really matters, but I was dropped another pen lid. I was just looking at the description of this video. Do you have a PayPal account for donations? I'm unsure of what payment method is cheapest for you. I was under the impression YouTube takes more than PayPal. Yes, YouTube takes half. So you think you've made money on YouTube, but you really haven't. YouTube takes half of what you make. PayPal takes, I don't even know, is it like 5%? It's very, very small. Yeah, my PayPal is the admin at secretfrequencies.com email. So I have two emails in the description. My PayPal is not the Outlook one. So admin at secret. Oh my! I can't speak. Admin at secretfrequencies.com. That one is the PayPal one. But it's not necessary to give donations or anything like that. Of course, every gift, every kindness is greatly appreciated, but not necessary. So let's do this aura reading. Do you feel quite connected to your energy? So I think I can do this. I'm getting a bit better at doing auras without a picture, without looking at a picture. Yeah, 50%, I know. You're so welcome, sweetie, you're so welcome. Ah, Lilith, thank you so much for the song. Yes, I really appreciate it. I love people suggesting songs and anything you might want to send me. Books, songs, anything. I would always take a listen. Shows, even series, when I have time. Yeah, Shreeze, of course you can ask. I'm just going to tap into this, but I will reply to you. So this is toward Tara, if I'm saying that correctly. So stuck together. There we are. So hello, Anna Cologne, welcome. Let me see. Um, oh, Lilith says a must-read book is Women Who Run with the Wolves. I'll write that down. I always forget what's said on stream. Women who run run with the wolves. Yeah, I haven't actually read a book in quite a long time, so I appreciate that suggestion. Do I feel shivery or around you? I sometimes feel insecure losing him. That makes me more sad and emotional. So I don't feel someone else's aura close to you, but that could be what that block is. Certainly, if you're really resonating with that, if you're intuitively feeling that, as I say that, then I would say it probably is linked to that. Goody, you would be next. To the Tara, you should add that to the description. People should send money by the most efficient methods. It's crazy that YouTube takes half. People have told me that they only use e-transfer because it is safest. I haven't had e-transfer, but yeah, it is. I don't know. To me, I feel it's because I feel like my YouTube is more advertisement. It's like I'm advertising. So instead of putting money into advertisement, I'm putting my time into it. I don't feel too bad about it, but I suppose for people who use that as their main income, it probably does get a bit annoying. But yeah, I mean, I greatly appreciate the care about that, though. I want everyone to be abundant as well, so it's definitely something that I would think about. Oh, Lord Shiva. Oh, sorry. Um, did you? Let me see. Did you have? I can't remember if you had a guide. Oh, I didn't do your full aura, did I? Because you're just a subscriber. It's very possible. A lot of people have had Toward the Terror as well. We have a guide here. So when I say a guide, that's a spirit. So it could be a deity. It could be something like that. So it's possible, Shweta. It's very possible. I definitely think from previous readings with you, you are deeply connected with Shiva. We know that you are. Thank you, Lilith. I'm greatly appreciative of that. I've written it down as well. I'm greatly appreciative. I will have a look at that when I jump off. So thank you very much. So the Terrace, you should read the book I should read the book in the middle of a field or a forest. I'm smarter when I'm not in my apartment. Oh yeah. So I should read the book in a field of. Oh yes. This is part of my actually putting together a spiritual advancement course, and this is part of it. So I always try to guide people to not make any important decisions indoors or inside buildings. Always go out, have the sunlight on you and fresh air when you're making important decisions. I always say that. So that's definitely a great tip. Definitely something we should be reminded of as well. Goody, okay, missed you so much. You came live. I was just feeling unsatisfied financially and emotionally and everywhere, even my career and love life. Thanks for coming live. I'm so excited. Okay, well, you're next. Goody. So I'm so sorry to read that. I'm so sorry to read that. Like I said, if sorry, Toward the Terror, I will get to you in a moment. But like I said, guys, if you are going through something particularly difficult on your work path, love path, emotional path, spiritual path, always let me know, because as I said, at the end of the day, when I'm cleansed from all my work, I do my own prayers and meditations. And if anyone has ailments or really difficult things they're going through, I'll always add you in. So just let me know. Alex, how can I read my aura by myself? Unfortunately, this isn't a tutorial about reading auras. I will be happy to do that. I would be happy to do a stream or a video on that, but this is not what this stream is about, so I'm really sorry about that. But it's nice to see you. It's nice to see you in the stream. But yes, I'm going to get on with this now. So, Toward the Terror, let's get on with this. So, we have the indigo. So we have indigo in the center, and indigo is quite a dominant color in this aura, and that's really, really nice, because indigo does have some deep thinking, kind of spiritually connected kind of energy to it. There is a little bit of that in indigo, but it's kind of much more about your ability to perceive There's two things. So one thing is, let's do the let me go the opposite way. So the first thing is a wanderlust kind of energy. So I was saying before, someone else had indigo, and I love indigo aura people because they're very fun. They tend not to be boring. They usually have wanderlust. They're usually up for travel, up for exciting activities. They're very up for things. So sometimes there can be blocks on them doing these things, like, if you have financial struggles, you might not be able to do everything you want to do, but they might plan it, they might think about it. They're a fun person. If you said, here's a plane ticket, they would probably take it and come with you. um or it could just be, it can manifest in simpler ways, like maybe there's someone who loves to try new foods. They're probably not ordering the same thing at the same restaurant every week. They're probably mixing it up, trying new things, very up for new things kind of energy, which I love. But then also with the indigo, there's this ability to discern truth from lies. So if you're someone who commonly, because like I said, auras can change with spiritual and emotional changes. So in 2 months time, if you come back for a reading, your aura might be very different. But if you notice that every aura reading you have, you continue to have indigo in it, it generally means you're very good at discerning truth from lies. So you're not very likely to be scammed. You're not very likely to be taken. Uh, how do you say, the wool pulled over your eyes. You're very likely to be able to tell. So everyone is lied to at some point. Not, and no one is perfect, but indigo aura people are much better at it. So they're much better at discerning. They are lied to and scammed much less than the rest of us because they're very, very good at discerning. So there's an intuitive ability there, but it tends to be more about, we can have intuition that tells us, like, don't go there, it's not going to be safe, kind of thing. But this is more the intuition that tells us about people's intentions. So specific aspect of our intuition, if that makes sense. Then we also have the yellow. So we have yellow energy surrounding, and yellow is very nice. Yellow has a lot of aspects. So we have there is connection to the inner child, light-hearted, playful energy. Maybe they're a bit of a joker, or they like humor. They like being in that playful energy. They're often very attractive. So when I say attractive, it can manifest in different ways. So it doesn't mean that every single person is physically attracted to you, but it can manifest as people being physically attracted, but can also manifest as people being magneted to you in some way. So it's not just about romantic partners. It can be about friends. Your soul family can come in quite easily because you're magnetic in a way. You're attractive in some way. So it's quite positive to have, if you commonly have yellow in your aura, it's quite positive for attracting what you want, um, or the people you want in your life. What else with the yellow? Intellect. Usually people with yellow in the aura are very intelligent, and they're learning. So they could be in study, they could be in a course, or they could be someone who just understands that lessons don't finish when you finish formal education. So they might love to learn the lessons of life. They might be very connected to the lessons of life. They might notice that, that was a lesson I had to learn, rather than just feeling like they're not learning anymore. Like a lot of adults do feel that way, when they get past a certain age and they're not doing courses or education anymore, or training in their job. They tend to feel like their education is over. But these people are continuing to learn, even if it's just the lessons of life. And they're very so connected to the inner child. So connected to the inner child. So you could be doing some inner child healing, or you could be very connected to an inner child. Sometimes it's yellow in the process of doing the inner child healing. Sometimes it's yellow when you're already connected to that inner child and it's positive. So yeah, there's a lot of different aspects with yellow. Yellow is quite a nice one. And then we do have the interesting part here. Sorry, I'm not even showing it properly. And we have the red with a little bit of energy shifting here. Now, red is linked a little bit more to the physical realm, or material needs, a possibility for material abundance, or connection to our life path and goals, and warrior energy. So when people have red, although it's not a very prominent colour in the aura, they do tend to have this warrior energy that they can tap into. So yeah, and but it's mostly, so warrior energy is really good. That can encompass everything, like spiritual, whatever it might be. but generally it's much more connection with the material things. So there might be something on the material path that you need to manifest, or you're trying to manifest, you're on the path to manifest. It'd be interesting to note, are you going to get more red? Is more red going to come into the aura? Are you going to create abundance, something like that? But you have this dense energy, but it's shifting. It's like right at the edge of the aura and it's shifting. So I don't know if you've done some work on yourself recently, a cleanser, a lot of meditation, just inner work. It could even be protection, it could even be connecting with guides maybe, but you have some dense energy that's shifting. It's in the process of shifting. It's like at the edge of your aura, so that's quite positive. Some of it's linked to the yellow, some of it's linked to the red. So it could be, with red, it can be anger, if you had stored anger, but can also be any issues related to money and the financial path, or the home as well. But with the yellow, when it's connected there, that can be like anything from what we spoke about there. So inner child healing, if you're shifting that kind of process, stresses with learning process. So I think you said that you learn through trial and error. If you've got really stress through trial and error, you might be releasing some of those dense emotions. So sometimes the release isn't necessarily bad. Sometimes dense energy isn't necessarily bad, because it's just that emotions, we go through negative emotions. Everyone's going to have some dense energy in the aura at some point, because we can't help feeling those emotions. But the positive thing is, it does seem like you're releasing. But also, I drew your guide, so I drew the guides as like little stars there. But I drew your I can't speak, I'm sorry, I need a drink. So I drew yours quite distant from your aura, because that's how it feels. It feels a little bit like the guide's with you, and there may be more than one guide, of course. I say we have like a spirit team, but this is a specific guide that maybe wants to work with you right now. But it does seem like there's a little bit of distance. So there's no block, so you definitely can receive these messages and you can connect. Just seems like maybe you're prioritized with something else. Maybe that's just not top priority for you, or maybe you're just beginning to make this connection with this. Could be a new guide or something like that. But there is someone there. There is someone there. So that's interesting for you. So yeah, I hope you like that. And yeah, if you want the picture of it, you're very welcome to message me off stream. So I read the messages now. Let's see. Yeah, Pooja. Sorry, Shweta, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know about that, a pilgrimage. I would love it if you documented it in some way, or just keep me updated. Send me a few photographs. I would really love it if you can. If you can do that. Toward the Tara stage, you always look a little bit happier in your outdoor videos. Yeah, I am. And I think the issue here is like, how much longer are we going to have warm weather for? I really should make more of an effort to do outdoor streams, because it's England and it's going to rain for the rest of the year as soon as this nice weather shifts. So goody, I love the feather. I am Lord Krishna's devotee, and this peacock feathers are his favourite. Oh, amazing! Oh, for Krishna. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you guys. Thank you for educating me. I've had some good advice and suggestions in stream today. Shweta says I'll send you the pic of that in your messenger. Thank you very much. Almac, what's the eye-like thing in your background? Oh, my evil eye. Protection. So it's just a protection symbol. Symbol of protection for the stream, so everyone is protected. And yeah, it is a dream catcher, that's true. Thank you for the I don't know what that word says. I'm so sorry, I'm dumb. I do like to learn mostly through trial and error. I've been playing with toy boats for like 48 hours now. Oh, interesting. It might pay off if I can ever afford a real boat or submarine. I would love a boat. I would love a boat. I always think it would be nice to just have like a year or two living on like a canal boat or something. I don't know if I would do that permanently, but for a year or so, I would love to. Oh, Mac, yeah, I'm so sorry that I didn't reply to you in time and you had to Google it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, you're correct. To all the chances I like character. Oh, good. Thank you, Shweta, for replying in the chat as well. You're very welcome as well for the reading. I base most of my schedule on the weather. I plan my unwanted tasks for cold and rainy days. Yeah, it's definitely a good thing to go by. I just want to feel connected enough to a different country to move there. the moment, I have nostalgia about my time in Portugal, and I love the weather, so that's kind of where I lean at the moment. But I just want to live somewhere that's not as cold as England, to be honest with you. So do we have anyone? Oh, Goody, are you still here? Let's check if Goody's still here, and then we will do Goody's one, and that will be the last one. We've actually gotten through quite a lot for an hour and a half, so I'm quite happy with that. But I might be talking too quickly. Please tell me if I'm talking too quickly. So let's just see. So just wait for a moment to see if Goody is here. I really hope Goody is here because I always miss Goody. We always miss each other. Well, thank you so much, guys. So if you haven't liked the video yet, please do like it. And again, all my contact information is in the description. So if you do want your picture, just message me. And yeah, so I'm very open to suggestions on anything, music, books, even series. Like I don't tend to really watch them, and it takes me a while, but I'm still, happy for suggestions. Lilith says Portugal is an excellent choice. Do you think so? Because I haven't been there in so long, I'm not sure. Goody, well, hey, I'm so glad that I caught you here. Didn't jump off too quickly. Yeah, maybe I should go back to Portugal and see if I still feel the same. I volunteered at the Sintra Buddhist temple, and I just loved it. I loved it so much. I'd love to go there again just to see. Okay, so Goody, let me focus on Goody now. To other Tara, yeah, it was lovely to see you. I hope to connect soon. I really hope to connect soon. It's been a really nice stream. Haven't really had many trolls. Everyone's been very nice mostly. So yeah, it's been great. So Goody, let me focus on Goody, sorry. If we do have anyone left at the end, I'll just pull a card for each of you, because I do appreciate you guys. When people hang around after they've had their reading, I always feel so blessed. Oh, one thing I didn't say, just thinking about this now whilst I'm doing Goody's one, if you did have pink in your aura, I forgot to say that it generally comes as a positive omen of ending up in a long-term committed relationship. So yeah, not everyone who's in a long-term committed relationship will necessarily have the pink, but it can be a good symbol of that. So I just forgot to say that actually. I always forget something. Okay. So this is quite a nice, simple one. It looks quite, how do I say? I like the colours. I like the colour coordination with your aura. So we begin with the pink in the centre. There's quite a lot of pink, so that's why I was talking about the long-term committed relationship thing, because when we have a lot of pink in our aura, especially if it's continuous, it just generally suggests that we'll end up in a long-term committed relationship. So yeah, that's interesting as well. You have a lot of pink in your aura, but also means you're a nurturing person, you're giving, you're generous, kind, caring, empathetic, all of the really positive love energy. But generally pink would mean you're a bit more focused on your intimate connections, your personal connections, your intimate partner, your best friends, your family. Generally, it tends to mean that. But actually, you have green as well. So you have both of the love colours here, and the green. So that's with the friends, family, the close people. And then the green is more about your extended love. So you might care about like plants, animals, people who you see on the street who are homeless or things like that. You might really care about other people's struggles and wars going on in the world and issues that you care about. You might really be empathetic and kind of emotional a little bit. With both the love energies in your aura, it can suggest that you might um, be a bit kind of emotional, empathetic, quite, some people are very empathetic to the point where they can't help picking up other people's emotions. So there can be a little bit of um, not an issue, I would say, but just be mindful of yourself and keep guard yourself and keep the self-love and self-care going. You don't want to get too emotional, basically. But there's no blocks or anything there, so it's positive. It's just they're very emotional colours, basically. But you have the purple, so breaking these two colours up, you have the purple. Now, purple is very linked to deep thinking, inner wisdom, psychic abilities, you might have your own kind of abilities as well, that whether you're working on them or whether they're kind of hidden potential. It can be hidden potential as well, but it generally tends to say you're a deep thinker. Sometimes you might overthink, but you're a deep thinker. You might really want to delve into how things work, so whether that is delving into spirituality or delving into psychology or something like that, interested in how the mind works or how the spirit works, how religion, if you will, kind of works, or spiritual path. But yeah, so a strong intuition, possible psychic abilities, maybe some hidden abilities you haven't uncovered yet, maybe you're being guided to. But it's mostly very love energy, a lot of love coming from your aura. And it's quite nice. I mean, there's no blocks there, so it looks quite nice, it looks quite balanced. I would just, like I said, the only thing I would say is, because the emotional energy is very forefront, just be kind to yourself, be mindful, make sure you're doing that self-care and all of those things. Broke up last month. Yeah, so okay, so that's really interesting. If you broke up last month but you don't have any blocks or any stagnant energy, so yeah, that might be where the over emotional thing is coming from then, if you're particularly upset about that. But it doesn't seem to have blocked you, or it doesn't seem to be an issue. So that's interesting. It could actually mean that that's a good thing, because sometimes we're with someone for a lesson, or we're with someone for a reason, and then that reason passes, that person might not be. So where the pink is saying is a long-term committed relationship, that person you broke up with probably isn't that person then. Because if they were, there'd be a block here, you know what I mean? So that will be where the over emotional energy is coming from then. I'm really sorry to read that you had a breakup, but with no blocks going on, I would tend to say that it might be the better path for you. There might be something better coming for you on the love path. So that's not for me to push you in any direction or anything like that. It's just to say how it kind of seems. It doesn't seem like your energy is shaken up enough, not enough, but a lot from that. But like I said, it could be over emotional. So keep a check on that being too over emotional. Make sure you're looking after yourself, doing self care, and still having your self esteem and self focus. I'm a Gavata mediator, but I feel left out, like goddess wealth for others. But when it comes, is that goodness? But when it comes to me, I just can't explain myself, my issue properly, and that's why I feel used or taken for granted. Yes, and that's the thing about people with when you have both of those colours, both of the love colours, pink and green, you can be kind of taken advantage of, because there's so much kindness, there's so much giving. So there's definitely a message I would say to guard yourself a little bit. Not to shut down or anything from people, but just keep your guard up a little bit. Put a little bit more time into self-care, I would probably say. That would be my guidance. And yeah, like Lilith says, we close some doors to open up others. Yes. And it definitely seems right for that. But I really hope you're okay. It's not a very long time ago, so I can understand the over emotional part of it. So yeah, I really hope you're okay. Um, and I do think things will get better. I do think um, You want reconciliation. Yeah, and that's normal. It's definitely normal as well when we've been in love with someone and it's only been a month, like, and maybe it will happen. Like, it's not to say that just because you may have learned that lesson and there may be no real issue to your aura or your internal system, your chakra system. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's no possibility of getting back together. Of course, I'm sure that it's possible. And they clearly do have feelings for you and things like that. So I just hope that you get what you want, but I also hope that it's for your highest good and your highest path. So it's kind of that balance between getting what we want and making sure we're going onto the higher path. Sometimes the higher path isn't exactly what we want, but I just really pray for your highest path. And I just hope it aligns with what you really want. So, but yes, so it's been amazing to connect with so many of you. I feel like we've done quite a few in 2 hours, so I'm really happy with that. And we don't have anyone left either waiting. So we've done everyone on the list apart from Guided by Universe and Ankita, who left the stream. So maybe there'll be another aura reading soon. But so tomorrow we're probably looking at a crystal ball. There will be a stream every day this week, besides Friday. And yeah, just look out. So there'll be a crystal ball, there'll be a pendulum. Might do a rune. It's been a while since we've done a rune, hasn't it? So yeah, we'll just see what happens. But yes, love, light, and blessings to each of you. Really, really hope to see you on stream soon. Do try unticking and then ticking again the notification bell, because people don't seem to be getting notifications. And do check out my post tab every now and then on YouTube, because when I schedule something, I will post that I'm scheduling it there. So if you check that every now and then, you might have a bit of a warning that a stream's coming up, So yes. Yeah, higher path is not always exactly what you want. Yeah, because I think it's interesting because it turns out to be what we want after we've got it, but the path to it, if that makes sense, like, it's so interesting because it's like, it's kind of like, well, the example of breaking up with someone, it can be really difficult and you can really, really want them and be really upset that it happens, but then you're guided onto a higher path and you don't see that it's a higher path because you're upset. But eventually when you get there and you get the new partner and you're in that connection, you realize, it's like a, what do they call it, hindsight, is it? It's that kind of thing. And you're very welcome. Of course, you're very welcome. Love, light, and blessings to each of you. Goody, any questions you have about this, there will be a crystal ball tomorrow. So yeah, there's definitely more of a crystal ball kind of thing. But yeah, anything you want to check on the crystal ball tomorrow. Maybe we do like around this time if this is good for you guys. I will see what I can do time-wise. I'll try to give as much notice as possible as well with that. So love, light, and blessings. And if you haven't liked the video yet, please just like it on your way out. See you soon, I hope.